This is my new video and I'm going to show you Usborne illustrated stories for Christmas. Now we are going to start with the chapters. And the chapters are like the first one is to, towards the night before Christmas or a visit from Saint Nicholas, and second one is a Christmas carol, and third one is the elf and the toy maker, eh, snowy and icy, fourth one, and the fifth one is Snow White and the seven dwarfs, and the eighth one is Santa's day off, and the ninth one is Puss in Boots, the 10th one is the Snow Queen, and the last one is east of the sun, west of the moon. Now we are going to show you the stories. This towards the night before Christmas or a visit of from Saint Nicholas. Like it's a visit, and these are the information about the stories. And some three kids are sleeping here, three babies, and three socks for the gifts of these three all babies, one Christmas tree, and some cat, like some gift of for the Santa, I think, or for decorating it. And this is their mom and dad. This is their mom, this is their dad, and this is some candle which is not burned up now, it's melted already. And these are some information about them. You can read it when you buy this book. And then this is the father who is seeing outside the window, and the Santa comes to give gifts to all the kids. And then more rapidly then eagles, his cursors, they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. And the deer's name is like the deer's names is these all. And his father is, I think, calling someone, means he's telling that somebody is down the chimney. And then he sees that the Santa came with all his toys inside this bag. And then the Santa gave gifts to those, and then went back and said Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night. This is his message. And now it's finished, and now we are going to start from A Christmas Carol. And then two guys named Scrooge and Marley, he's doing something with the candle, and I don't know, I think he's a lawyer with this feather. And this is the man meeting I think he's meeting with someone, this lawyer, and I don't know, I think he's thinking that he's scolding this guy, and this guy is being silently. And this guy was going to hit this boy, and these two are doing something. I think they're trying to find the boy where he lives. I think he's a detective. And then he's doing something with he's seeing the watch and trying to see the time. And there's some statue. Now see, he's drinking tea next to the fire, and he said humbug, means something is happening, I think. And he saw the ghost, the Merrill's ghost he saw. And then he said, but you were so good at business. He was a ghost actually. And he scared him, and I think she's going out, or he. and he's sleeping with some. He's sleeping. He's sleeping, and one woman came for her, and he's putting his blanket, and this is the ghost. I think I wish, and he's saying, I wish I had given that Carol boy something. And then something is happening here. Oh, why didn't I wish Bob a Merry Christmas? Means he didn't wish child Bob, I think. And he's saying, Spirit, show me no more. One shadow, and this guy saying, one shadow more. Watch. And sing, and this one is giving gifts to this girl, and it's written, Spirit, remove me, I cannot bear it. And this is something happening, some fighting is happening here. I think this guy wants to wear this hat purposely, means I think wearing purposely or taking out purposely, I don't know. Means I know, sorry, means I think it's taking the cap out or is keeping the cap in. And then he's suddenly opening the curtains, and then some, I think some god came here and written, means sorry, it's ghost of Christmas present, and it's written, come in and know better me better, I am the ghost of Christmas present, it's written here. And then it's written here, where are your father and Tiny Tim, this girl is asking. And it's written, and these guys are having party, a Merry Christmas to us all, and written here, God bless us everyone. And now we are turning, and this is a man carrying the kid, and this is telling that where is his stool, I think. And this is some ghosts here, these two, and the men and the men and women and kids are walking and talking with their parents. Now we are seeing that they're saying something. I think they're saying that he said Christmas was humbug. Shame on him. I think he's saying to someone in these whole group, in these whole group, and these guys and these guys were putting some towel through his house, and I don't know. I think he's calling someone or finding someone. And this guy saying, is it an animal? Yes, this guy saying. Does it live in the country, this girl is asking? Then this guy said no. Does it grow? And then he's saying yes. He's and she's asking, shame on him. Yes, this guy is saying. I know it is you, Uncle Scrooge. He's saying yes. Now come, let's turn over it. And these are some children, and she's taking the ghost with him, with her, and she got some kids inside his pocket, I think, inside jacket. And this is some ghost, I think, saying someone with showing her his index finger. And these all guys are saying, one is saying that I only know he is dead. And another is saying, I wonder who he left his money to. And another is saying he had no friends. And these guys are doing something, they're carrying some stuff, and this is, I think, he's doing something with this thing, and there's some ghost behind him, or her, sorry, her. And next one is, and this guy saying, I have his boots. And there's some girl who is back of her, and this is some girl also carrying stuff, and this girl is crying for this, for him. And then this guy suddenly took in the took suddenly this man took this girl in her hand, and this girl is watching behind. And I don't know why this girl, means I know that why this girl is crying. I think for some reason these both girls are crying, and these three are trying to stop them from crying. And this guy is saying that this ghost is saying that something to her. I think she's saying that to go inside the grave. And it's written here, Ebenezer Scrooge, means the I'm reading this passage a little. Clinging on to the ghost, Scrooge closed his eyes to pray. When he opened them again, to the phantom has become his bedpost. And then this girl was back on in this boy was back in his head, in his bed, and this guy is saying, this man is saying only, what is today, boy? And this boy is saying, today, why Christmas Day? Today, why? And he's saying Christmas Day also. And then it's snowing, and this guy is carrying stuff, and this boy and girl is seeing back, and he's I think being happy that he's looking at the cave, I think cub and cave. And then he got the gift for him, I think, or any one of these members. And then this guy is asking him that, and just what do you mean by this? And this guy is saying, and this guy is saying again that, I are you sure? Oh, I think this guy is saying, yeah. And then he's telling, this girl is saying, hello Scrooge, hello Tom, lovely day. And he's taking the kid upon him. And then these are the whole family, I think. This is the maid, I think. This is the wife. This is the husband. And this is some, I think, I don't know, this is some men with the headphone. And this is the boy. He I think got fractured. And now this that story is over. The Christmas Carol is over. Now the next one is the elf and the toy maker. And these elf this Santa's like Santa servants, the elves, they make toys every December 25. They are making toys at some factories. This does Santa. He gives every kids toys. And these guys are checking the mails. These all are checking the mails written by the kids. And then it's written, Pip typed in it Pip typed in it into a computer. One robot for John. I mean some guy, some kid, I think. And he's saying Vrr. And then this guy is saying the toy maker build is wrapped in. I mean wrapped it. Means saying this guy means the Santa is saying wrap the toy with the gift and stuck on a label. Means he's sticking the label at the gift. And these guys are and this guy is sleeping when he's the servant of the Santa who cleans everything, or he sleeps every time, so Santa scolded him and sent him to the work alone. And he's telling it's not fair and sleeping in this thing. And this guy is saying whoa. And then he said he lost his balance and fell in. And then his name is Alfie, and the wall shakes, and Paddy and Pip has started up the machine. Means those elves have started the machine. He got this Alfie got panicked and trying to get out of here, but the more he wiggled, the more he got tangled in the wiring. And then these guys are saying to all of the elves, splendid work, except him. And it's written, a stranger how? And the Santa is saying, and saying, ho. And this guy, first said, wo, and he said, a stranger, how? He's saying, and then, ho. Until Alfie is written here. It's written. And it's written, ouch, when and he screams, and this guy shouted, wo. And he's written, oof. And then then he got out of this thing, and then this guy scolded Alfie, the Santa scolded Alfie. And these are the old toys, I think, which are of Alfie. And these are all toys of Alfie models, and it's now over. And now it's snowy and icy. It's a very interesting story, this one. And this one, these guys were making the snowman, these two, and one was rich and one was medium in this story. And they made the Santas. Even this girl made Santas. Even this girl made a Santa. And then, this girl is rich, and this girl is saying that this girl's Santa is bakwas and hers is nice, because she's rich but she's medium, means medium in this story. And then at the night, the snowmans the snowmans become alive. And then this Santa chases the small Santa, and this Santa only fell down because of the air or something. And then this guy was very happy, but he started to cut the tree so that it fall. And then this Santa only fell down by itself in some tree. And then he went to push this Snowy. This Santa's name is this snowman's name is Snowy. This guy went to push this Snowy into the pond, and then while that time, when he pushed, then he only fell down in the tree. And this guy went back and these two went back to their houses where they were. And then this girl got first prize for the snowman. And then this is another story. This is a big book, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. And now we are opening it. And once upon a time, there was a queen, and she was born. And this is the father, this is the mother, and he was a king actually. And then this is the queen, but this is an evil queen which wants to kill that good queen. This is an evil queen. And then she was talking to mirror that how she looked nice, but the mirror said, because the mirror was magic, and the mirror said that actually it is Snow White, this good queen. And then this girl and then this girl got angry, and then she kicked her. I don't know, I think she went inside and put her hair by mistakenly, I think. Then the mirror pulled her hair, I think. And then this queen called this evil queen called one soldier and told to bring the good queen's lungs and liver. And then she got the horse from the good queen, and she said everything to the good queen. And she said to bring your lungs, means this guy said to her that the evil queen said that I need your lungs and your liver. But she asked, but why? And she's feeling pity, means she knows, and she's asking why. Means she's not asking why, she's feeling pity on herself. And she ran away. Snow White ran past twisty trees and scratchy brambles. Soon her black hair was tangled with leaves, means her hair got tangled with leaves. And then suddenly she ran to a house, but she didn't know that the house was elves. And she came inside. She asked hello, but nobody was there. And she saw small chairs, small food, small cups, s- small table, and everything. And now next, she ate the food which was in here, and she saw, I think, five. She saw seven beds, and and she's counting. Like, I can read it. The first was too hard. The second was too narrow. By the time she reached to the seventh bed, she was so tired she simply curled up on it anyway. Now next we are seeing, now these elves came, these seven elves, and one was asking, who has been in our cottage. Second one was asking, who has been sitting on my chair. And third one is saying, who drank my milk. The fourth one was saying, who ate my bread. And the fifth one was saying, who ate my honey. And the sixth one was saying, who tried my bed. And the seventh one was saying, who is on my bed. Next, now these all Snow Whites are saying, her hair her hair is as black as ebony, her skin's as white as snow, her lips are as red as blood. And these all said, she is beautiful. They all sighed together. And then the Snow White got up and then sat on the seat of the elves, because the elves allowed them, and they're giving some food to her, and to and the and the elves are also getting the whole themselves also, they are getting the food. And then the evil mirror is this guy is asking, and this evil queen is asking that, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all. And the mirror said, the Snow White. And then is written here, Snow White is alive. The queen spat in fury. That huntsman tricked me, means the huntsman tricked her. And then the evil queen became some like small witch, and then she sold some candies, uh, or means some apples. And then she went to her home and tried to sell her some tried to tell her to uh, tell her tried to mean she and mean this evil queen went to her home and give this rope. And then suddenly she tied her very hardly, and she told to stop please, but still it's got stick, and she got fainted. And then the elves came, and next they put it they finally they finally they made the elves made this queen nice. And now the queen is saying thank you. And this elf is getting the chair, this elf is getting the milk, and this, I don't know, this elf is digging his nose with the towel. And then this is telling mirror, the evil queen is again asking the mirror, that, mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of us all. And it's telling, sit down ma'am, it is still Snow White. And then she made a plan, and this passage is telling that Snow White was entranced, forgetting her promise to the dwarf. She opened the door, and then she wore that clip, and then the Snow White again fainted. And then when the Snow White moaned, oh my head, you must be careful, the dwarfs warned her, the queen will try again, don't open the door. Now next one is, well, before the evil queen is saying, well, before you ask, it is still Snow White. But now it's now this evil queen is making the poison apple, which is half green and which is half red. And when this evil queen gave an apple, then this queen said, this good queen said, "It does look good," agreed Snow White, and took a bite too. That instant, she fell to the ground in a crumpled head. Head. Sorry, head. And the next one, the evil queen is saying that she fainted. And this girl is saying, and these all elves are saying, one of the elves is saying no belt. One of the elves is saying, I think she is dead. And one of the shell is saying no comb. And then and then the elves put them in the coffin. And then and this elf called the good good prince. He called some prince, and then the prince is saying that how sweet is this queen. And then this prince is saying that please let me take her home with me. And this elf is saying what? No. And then the dwarfs argued with the prince all day, but by sunset they agreed. And then four men took the queen with them, with prince order. The prince ordered to take the queen with her, the coffin and the queen too. And then the four people lifted this coffin, and then they took them to the palace. And the queen is saying, where am I? Who are you? And prince is saying, I am a prince who wants to marry you. And then this queen got angry and then broke the mirror. And now the story over. And now this is the Santa's day off. And now the Santa is saying December 26th is his day off, means. And then he's drinking he's making tea, and is drinking tea next to the log of fire. And then the Santa is reading book, and the elf said something. I think the elf said that the polar bear is out of our door, and the polar bear is gurring like. And then in the house, the Santa went out of the chimney, and I think he did something, so the polar bear went happily with the kid, with the polar bear kid. And then the polar bear was a girl, and she was a mom, and so she took her kid also. And this is written something. This is the information written for the gift. The one elf said, "Look," and then it's written name Jason Jeffries, place Australia, would like a bicycle, sign below when item has been delivered. And then the Santa went in the early morning to deliver this gift for him. And then and Jason Jeffries, the kid who ordered, and then the Santa gave a cycle, and he don't let them drone. And then the the Santa waited. The Santa got dashed by a lamp, and then he stopped. And then one guy saying to him something, and Santa was exhausted. I'm reading this. He returned to his sleigh and set a course for the North Pole. When he got home, he staggered into his living room. Next, and it's written and it's saying something to something. He's saying how, and then and these elves are saying welcome home, or some kids, and then over. And next is Puss in the Boots. Now this guy, these all men are worrying for this man, and this guy is doing something with the key, and is shaking. This man is shaking with the horse, and this man is very tired to have a cat, and this man is saying that and the cat is saying, "Aha! I need a plan and fast." And it's written that don't look so gloomy, master. Means the cat is saying to his master, and the master is saying, I have one unbelievable, incredibly amazing cat, and the cat is going to eat the mouses who are laying in this haze, and then this cat is going for somewhere, and the master is like he's thinking that where is the cat going, and suddenly the cat fell down. I think from I think I think he slipped, and this is saying, and he got a rabbit. He's saying got you, and then he's going to some soldier, I think, and he's saying he will show a magic show, I think. And next the king is saying how amazing a talking cat, and he's showing the king that he caught the rabbit, and then the cat is getting some more rabbits, I think. And then is the cat is then the cat is then the cat is saying take these for your master. And then one day Puss took Tom for a walk by a river, and 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 then Tom is saying it is freezing, and he suddenly fell on the whale. Suddenly he is not able to catch the hand of this king, and then finally somehow he saved and put it and stole all his clothes. Puss explained, and then he said, "Go to the palace and fetch some clothes for the duke," he said to him. And then he's saying that when she saw Tom in his fine new clothes, she jumped from her seat. He was so handsome. And this girl is saying, I think this guy or a girl is saying, he's saying, Duke of Carabas, may I introduce my daughter, Princess Arabella? This guy is saying. And it's written here, does he mean me? And the next, Tom bent a kissed Princess Arabella on the hand. Oh, she gasped and smiled. And next one is the guy. I think these this guy this telling her to meet her once again, I think later, and this pussy is saying bye, or the cat, and this guy is saying, and someone is saying enjoy the drive, I'll catch up with you later, this guy is saying. And this saying, and these all guys are saying a talking cat, his master must be a magician. And he said, and these guys are saying the Duke of Carabas, your highness, is saying to him. And then he's saying that this field always produces a good harvest, and this cat is scaring every people. And these two soldiers are doing something with these all guys, and then the kings and these guys are doing something in this well, I think they're doing something. And finally Puss reached a magnificent castle, and he saw a big dog with pant and jacket. And then he said he's hitting these guys and saying see for yourself. And then this lion is attacking the dog, and the cat means almost is trying to attack. And next he's saying that he's surrendering. The cat is surrendering the dog, I think, and is saying, and the dog is saying means the dog is saying just watch, and saying surely that is impossible. And then next, and then this cat is trying to catch a rat, and this by this time the royal coach has reached the Orge's castle. And then And then the Duke of Carabas came with some two soldiers in the horse, and this someone, I think the soldier of them also. And this king and queen are doing something in the castle. And then this guy showing the food they made for the king and the queen, and these all are the food. And then these guys are saying that this guy is saying that how's the food, and these guys and this girl is saying, and this boy and girl is saying very nice. And this is, and he's thank youing these two, and this guy is giving the blessings to this guy. And then they got wedding, their wed, and then in the millie, and then they got wedding. And then this this king was treating puss cat, and this guy is still having fun catching the mouses, means catching the mice. And this is the new chapter, queen the snow queen. And it's written here, some dragon is here and the smash, and here it's he's kicking the dog, and here this guy is asking her to be his friend or marry, or but this girl is not listening. This and these two are meeting themselves. And then uh, these two kids, they are I think they're brother and sisters. And then this girl, I think this is their mom or teacher. They're teaching, she's teaching or telling uh, these two kids something. And and some the snow queen came to meet this kid. And then he said, and this girl is asking that K what it is, and this guy is saying, oh, my heart and my eye. And this is telling, those roses are ugly, but K, you have always loved them, this girl is saying. And then this old man and old lady is doing something, I think they're walking. And this is the young man and young lady, and this kid is doing blah 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 blah, like that he's doing. And this is he's pulling the sleigh of these two one two men, I mean two kids. This kid is pulling this sleigh with two kids. And this one sleigh which Snow Queen wanted to serve them. And then this guy is saying, the Snow Queen, and this queen is saying, you must be frozen, come and join me in my sleigh, this frozen queen is saying. And then his grandma, and this is her grandmother, this girl's grandmother, and the lady saying, I don't believe it. And then the grandmother is saying, my dear, K may not be alive. And then this kid is saying, if I give you my new red shoes, will you take me to K? And then this guy is saying, you poor child, are you lost? This man or woman is saying. And this girl is saying, first he grew mean, this then he disappeared all together. And then this girl is saying, eat as many cherries as you like. And then this girl is seeing the hat. And then this girl is finding the kid. This means that the girl is finding her his means her friend K, which is a boy, is finding. And this girl is saying that meanwhile the Snow Queen had taken K to her magnificent crystal palace in the far north. And then this is K, who the girl was finding for her. but she didn't find it. The Snow Queen took to her palace, the Crystal Palace. It's a magic palace. And this is the Snow Queen. She's saying something, and this girl is finding K. This the boy, and yeah, and the girl is asking the bird that I am looking for my friend K. Have you seen him? And now this is some group. This guy is saying, I think he saw K. I think he's saying. And then someone came to the queen and asking something, and then this girl requested to the crow to help her. And then these are some shadows of her, and this girl is seeing the all shadows. And then this crow is saying, they take the royal thoughts for midnight rides. And these two, this girl pulls this girl somewhere. This girl pulls this girl to the palace wheel, and then it's written, and this girl is saying, don't worry, I have 3 more just like it. She has 3 more like this. And then the shadows are doing something with that palace, and then it's written here, oh, you mustn't eat her, I want her, this girl is asking. And then this girl, I think it's her mom, it's telling, are you a princess? Sorry, not a mom, this some lady, big lady, asking the kid, are you a princess? And the kid is saying, no, I am looking for my friend K. And then it suddenly became too night, and it's written here, the little rubber girl yawned, you can sleep with me and my pets, she told Gerda, the big girl's name. And this big girl is saying this, and Gerda is saying that, say hello ba to this cow, I think. And these all pigeons are saying, coo, did you ever see such a frozen boy? He will never thaw, no, now the Snow Queen has him. And now these guys are saying, could the Snow Queen have K? Wondered Gerda. Please, where does the queen live? She asked the pigeons politely. And this this kid is saying, this kid was, and like this is, I came back with a break, and this is and small girl is saying, she lives in the far north past Lapland. And this girl is asking Jeda that something, I think, and this is written here, then I shall let you go, said the rubber girl as proudly as a queen herself. Bar shall I take you? And then this girl is seeing her and buying here, and then this girl is so tired, and this girl is saying, come on to this door dear. And then this girl is drawing a fish, this big girl, and this small kid is seeing the drawing. And this is she's telling that this is a fish, and then this kid got the fish and the deer to her grandmom, I think. She's saying thank you to her. And then this is saying to this thing to follow her, I think. And now it's this girl is saying, go quickly now. And this girl is saying goodbye and thank you. And then a snowstorm came. And then a snowstorm came while she was going. And then this girl got scared with such frightening shells. And this and she saw this polar bear made of snow. And then the case seeing the ice cubes, I think. And this girl came to say me to meet K, and this written K, she called, running up to him. She wrapped her arms around him, but he didn't move. And then she cried because she was finding her, and this K was also crying. And this girl is seeing someone, and this girl started running away, even the K. And then suddenly an icy voice behind them, behind K, the Snow Queen came. Kay and Jada looked at each other in horror. You said if I spelled a word, I was free. Kay shouted bravely, and there it is. So I am going. So these both ran from the Snow Queen. And then it's written here, it is really you defeated the Snow Queen. I mean, her grandmother defeated the Snow Queen. Kay and Jada hugged the grandmother. And now this is the last story, east of the sun, west of the moon. And this is the telling that far away north, wind blows bitterly cold. And this is some house, and this is the whole family. Her mom, these two girls, two boys, and one father. I think they're poor. They don't have more money, and it's bitterly cold outside. And his father found a polar bear, which came inside the house. And then the father is saying to the sister and all the mothers to go back, to go back, that or else the polar bear will attack. And then the polar bear saw the uh, saw the girl, and the girl, with and the polar bear went then. And then the mom took touched touched her hand and said something, and then said the bear must be under a spell. She whispered in her daughter's ear, don't worry, mother said, Asta, I am not afraid. And then Asta climbed on the bear's back and then took a ride. And then Asta was sitting on uh, bear's body. And then it's written here, while the moon was still high in the sky, Asta and the bear arrived at a craggy black mountain. And then the polar bear took her to Asta took Asta to her to his new palace. To his palace. And then the Asta was sitting. Then Asta was sitting on a bed. And then suddenly Asta saw somebody dragging. He dragged behind him a white bear skin, which gleamed in the moonlight. And Asta, I think, the Asta wondered that is that the bear changed into man? She wondered. She longed to see her face. See his face. And then the bear came and met Asta, and the Asta was wearing the white bear watched the roses fade from her cheeks. What is it? He asked one day. What do you want? The polar bear asked. And then the polar bear is carrying Asta on his body and reaching to the home where Asta lived. And then the Asta is saying, then I will remember, I promise. He was saying to the polar bear. And then his sister or her mom is saying, you might be living with a troll. Her mother said, take this candle, hide it in your clothes and light it when he is asleep. And then he lighted when he was asleep. And he lighted the candle and asleep when his father was asleep. And then it was written, I was to be set free if I could find a girl who would love me for a year without seeing my human face. This, I think, this is saying the girl or the father is saying. And then now he's saying, this girl is saying, can't I go with you? Asta begged. No, answered the prince. The prince is saying now. Then I will follow you there, Ward Asta. You can try, said the prince sadly, but you will never find me, the prince said. And then when Asta awoke the next morning, both the prince and the castle had gone. She was lying in the forest clearing with nothing but the clothes she came in. I will head north, Asta decided, because that is where the trolls dwell. Asta walked for many days and many nights until her feet were sore and her legs were weary. Next story. Asta was sitting like that, and one woman came with the horse. And the woman and this Asta is saying, can you help me? She asked eagerly. I am looking for my prince. He is in the castle that lies east of the sun and west of the moon. And this girl is saying, I can help you. And with the horse is eating the lay. And the horse is eating the grass. And then the old lady saying to the horse, means the lady saying to the horse that go with her silently but fast. And then the horse hooves pounding, the horse's hoof pounded over the ground. Faster and faster he flew, and Asta clung to his mane. And then Asta with the horse saw a normal wind ghost with some man talking. And then the wind ghost said, no, no, said the west wind. Mean the wind said, I have never blown that far, but I will take the girl to the south wind, for he is much stronger than either of us, and his roamed far and wide. So they rode to the land where the south wind lived. Only the north wind knows the way to the castle, said the south wind, for he is the oldest and strongest of us all. I will carry you there, said the wind. And then the west wind is saying, I carry the one who seeks the prince in the cast east of the sun and west of the moon. The south wind replied, if you are not afraid to go with me, the north wind went on. I will take you there. The this the the west wind is saying. And then the west wind, Asta threw Asta thought of her prince with his sad black eyes. I am not afraid, she said. And then The north wind puffed himself up until he was so huge and strong he was terrible to see. Asta climbed on her back, and together they flew through the air. Below them, storms raged over the oceans, and ships were tossed like toys on the roaring waves. And now this west wind blowed to the and then this written, they blew so far that even the north wind felt tired. He sank lower and lower until the waves dashed against Asta's feet. Asta's feet. Nearly there he puffed, and with a final gust he laid Asta down on an icy shore. Above her, east of the sun and west of the moon, rose the troll queen's castle. Exhausted, Asta crawled into a cave and slept. And Asta woke from her sleep to find herself covered in frost. With stiff limbs, she climbed the crags to the castle door. From behind a rock. She watched the trolls lumbering in and out. They carried buckets and mops, rolls of red carpet, and yards of white silk. And then they are preparing for the wedding. As the gasped, and she slipped inside the castle to search for her prince. And then finally she came to the grand room lit by candlelight. There on a great stone throne sat the troll queen herself. She had string-like hair, which she combed with long yellow. Sorry, it's she had strike. She had string-like hair, which she combed with long yellow nails, and a nose that dropped that drooped down to her lap. And then this girl is asking, when the queen is asking, what do you want? She asked in a voice like grinding stones. I have came to see the prince, Asta replied. The troll queen beckoned Asta closer. First you must give me something in return, she said. Asta looked down and at her tattered clothes, then remembered the old woman's gift. I could give you this golden comb, she said. The troll queen grabbed it from her with a claw like hand. You may see the prince tonight, she snapped. He's in the room at the top of the tallest tower. And then that night Asta rushed to the prince's room, and means the to the princess room, and there she found him fast asleep. She shook him and called to him, but nothing would wake him. In the morning the troll queen returned. Now get out of my castle, she cried. Asta spent the day in her cave. As evening drew in, in she and evening as evening drew in, she stood beneath the troll queen's window, playing with her golden apple. Give it to me, the troll queen called. What will you give me in return? Asta asked. You may visit the prince tonight, the troll queen replied. But again there was no waking him, and as soon as morning came, she was dragged from the castle by the troll queen's guard. With one last gift to use, Asta stood beneath the troll queen's window once more. Her gold pear glinted in the pale light of the northern sun. You may see the prince tonight, gloated the troll queen in return for that shining pear. But it will be the last time, she added, for tomorrow we marry and then he will be mine. That night, like the others, the prince slept like one enchanted. Then it came to Asta how she might break the spell. Hidden within hidden within the folds of her clothes was the candle her mother had given her so long ago. She lit it and watched 3 drops of hot wax fall onto the sleeping prince. With a start, he woke. You have you have come just in time, the prince cried. I was to marry I was to marry the troll queen tomorrow night, but you have found me before the year is out. Then then from the stone turret came the sound of heavy feet. We must flee, urged Asta. The troll queen is coming. As she spoke, the first light of dawn pricked the night sky. I am still a bear for one more day, roared the prince. Turning, Asta saw he was a white bear once more. Climbed on my back, he said. As the troll, as the troll queen opened the bedroom door, the bear charged past her down the turret stairs. Come back, she cried. Never, snarled the bear. Stop them, the troll queen ordered her guards. But the trolls were not match for the giant bear. With one swipe of his from his paw, he scattered them like leaves, then burst through the cast door. Together, Asta and the bear galloped to the icy shore. Uh, there, a boat bobbed on the water. In one bound, the bear leaped aboard. I thought you would need help escaping, said the north wind. All this time I had may I have all this time I have been resting. Now I will take you home. For months they journeyed south, the north wind blowing them across the ocean as gently as he could. I have lost my riches, the prince told Esther. All my treasure is trapped in the troll queen's castle. She can keep it, laughed Asta. I know, I know of your, I know of a beauty, I know of a beautiful farmhouse where we can live. When at when at last they stepped off the boat, Asta turned to the northern wind and asked, "Why did you, why did you and your brother winds help me? Your story was foretold to us." The north wind replied, For you and the girl who went to the ends of the earth for love." And now, thank you guys. Thank you for watching this so big book for 1 hour, and comment us that how is the video, and thank you.